Welcome to Life, Lessons, and Laughter with your host, Glenn Ambrose.
Hello, welcome to Life, Lessons, and Laughter with Glenn Ambrose. I'm
Nice.
here.
That was good. No pause.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm here with Ben Barber and Dave DeAngelis. And today we are talking about new space.
Yeah, and that's not a deep metaphor or lesson.
No, it's not. It's not
At
like
all, no.
it's not a metaphor for the space between your ears. It's actually my new business space.
Which
Exciting.
That is exciting. What's it called?
It's called Glenn Ambrose's Life Enhancement Center because I'm all about life enhancement, you know?
Yeah, the name of your company is Life Enhancement Services.
Oh, so you see the connection there.
I do, yeah. I do. How come you didn't name it Life Enhancement Services Center?
No, it's just an extra word, you know? I mean, like Glenn Ambrose's Life Enhancement Center isn't long enough.
It's pretty long.
Yeah.
Where's the space?
It is at 2076 Nooseneck Hill Road in Coventry, Rhode Island.
That's awesome. And you just moved in November 1st, right?
I did. Moved in November 1st and started up and running November 3rd.
Wow.
So
It's a quick turnaround time.
Yeah. Well, it's, there's certain things like, I mean, with the Reiki, all I need is a Reiki table, so I brought it in. And the life coaching, all I need is to be able to sit down, So, and then the personal training, the one-on-one personal training sessions, there's minimal equipment needed. I've been doing it so long. It's, I don't need a whole gym to work people out. So yeah, I was able to get up and running pretty quickly.
That's awesome. So how did this come about?
Well, that's a good question. What's funny is I was just talking with my life coach about that earlier today, and it was I'm thinking back because I believe in bringing things into our lives. Like being able to manifest what we want and bringing things that make us happy into our lives. So I was thinking back on thoughts and feelings that I had about this space to see how it kind of came into being. And I over the last couple of years, sometimes I'd talk about it with people if it came up, or think about it if I was driving by somewhere, or and I just think, what'd be really cool is if I could have my business out of my house. That would be just ultimate. That'd be awesome. Kind of like wouldn't it be nice if, if this happened? And that's, I mean, did I think it was possible? Sure. Anything's possible. Did I keep my eyes open? Yes. I'd ask around, and if I saw a for rent sign, I'd look, and stuff like that. But that was about it. I wasn't so attached to it. I wasn't trying to make it happen, And then I was looking for spaces for some other people that I knew that had mentioned they were looking for business spaces. Actually, two friends of mine were looking, so I just started jotting down phone numbers as I drove by them, and I'd make a call to find out what the rent was or the square footage. And as I started gathering this information, I was like, you know what? The rent that I'm paying at other places for all the different things that I do, I could probably have my own space. So then I started looking into it, and I was in this one space that I ran across had a place to live above it. I was like, boy, wouldn't that be cool? And then once I found that, then I started taking more action, and lo and behold, it came to be. So I've moved in downstairs with the business, and then December 1st, I'm moving upstairs to live. So
That's not, and it's not far. It's not a far move from where you are now, right?
no, that's another thing that's great about it is the location because I've been personal training for several years down in Richmond, Rhode Island, and which is a little bit south of where I live in Coventry, Rhode Island. And this place is right off exit 6 off of 95, and it's a 10-minute drive up 95 from Richmond for Richmond people. So my clients for personal training are able to make that drive easily. And I also have the life coaching and the networking group of all the people that I know in Coventry for having lived there. So it kind of combined everything. It's the location is perfect for me.
It's a nice space. Were we the first people that were in there with you?
I think so. Weren't you? I think you guys were the first clients.
Nice.
And we shot the video.
Right. Yep.
That's up on the GoFundMe page.
We'll talk about that in a little.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in detail in a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, that day, that was Monday, so that was the 3rd. That was the first day I was in there.
Yeah. So we were your guinea pigs.
Absolutely. It's good to have people that you trust for guinea pigs.
Yeah, you shouldn't trust us. Dave, what'd you think of the space? Dave gave us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand motions.
He's chatty this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice space. I'm happy with it. You know, there wasn't a ton that I needed to do. It's got some nice hardwood floors in there, and I had to get a little help from my friend Gladys in the decorating area. So I don't know. I don't want to go into the typical stereotypes, but it's kind of that stereotypical guy aspect of me. I don't feel I'm that good at the decorating. You know, when you get that woman's touch in there, it was really helpful.
The decorations look nice. Saw it yesterday. So when I forgot what I was just gonna say. I completely forgot.
The decorations are so nice.
They are.
Just blew
they
your mind.
blew my mind. Oh man, it's it used to be a yoga studio.
Right.
Is that what it was?
It was a yoga studio, and they moved out a little while ago, called Simplify Yoga. They're the owner, Michelle. She's really nice. She was nice enough to give me some input as to her experience there while she was there, which was nice. You know, it kind of takes away some of those nerves as to what you're getting into.
Definitely.
So,
and did she live above?
No, she didn't live upstairs. She just had the business downstairs. But and her business has moved a couple miles down the road, still doing really well. I've taken some yoga classes there. It's a great place.
Nice. So, what are your plans? What are you gonna use the space for?
Well, you know, everything that I do, it's funny because obviously I know what I do because I do it, right? But when I was trying to think up ideas for a sign and for this new space, it came to me that it's the three things that I really work on is body, mind, and spirit. So that's exactly what I'm going to be having for the sign as I make it up. It's the body with the one-on-one personal training, the mind with the life coaching, and the spirit with the Reiki and intuitive healing. So it's all three of those, and I've done workshops and talks all over the area, Southern Mass, actually one in Northern Mass too, in the area that I grew up at. And, but I've done a lot of those types of things. So I'm going to be having a lot of the workshops at my space. And I'm also going to invite people in for some sound healings and all other things that aren't my forte that other people are good at. I'm going to have them come in. I'm also going to, my goal is, and this is one of the things that I'm looking to get the funding for, is getting a really big screen TV in there for spiritual movie presentations and different other presentations too. Some people, you can just plug your computer right in and do presentations up there as well. So certain people I have come in, they'll be able to do that, and the movie screenings and all kinds of stuff. It's exciting.
So this, I mean, it really does sound. We were joking about the name earlier being long, but a life enhancement center is a great word, great name for what it is. And it's really awesome that you'll be having other people come in also, and that the whole place just kind of has that feeling. And it's very nice. There's warm colors, and it feels it's very comfortable in there. It's nice.
Right. Yeah, and that's it. It's you want to walk in and feel comfortable and kind of peaceful to some degree.
Yeah.
But not falling asleep. No.
And there's a nice bench right outside in the doorway, where a certain young gentleman you're gonna hire to play Santa Claus for the children next month. That's happening, right?
Absolutely not. However,
I auditioned for you yesterday.
Yeah, and your audition, which I was completely shocked, you being an actor, wasn't good. You were so non-committed to the role that it kind of scratched the whole thing.
He looked at me after I sat down and I did the ho 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 thing, and he goes, I need you to be a little bit more earnest. I was like, get out of here, man.
He was just completely uncommitted. He didn't believe he was Santa.
So if you come down midway to the end of next month, you'll see me in a Santa suit sitting on your... I'm not even gonna... You don't even have to pay me. I'll just do it.
I'll call the police.
I'll have presents for people.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as I get one.
I won't have presents for people. The presents, the gifts happen inside the space. I can be bribed. So you mentioned the video. You mentioned the funding. Dave and I helped you shoot a video for a crowdfunding campaign on GoFundMe.com.
Yes.
And why don't we talk a little bit about that? What is the campaign? What are you using the money for? What are the rewards? What can people expect? How can they help?
Well, basically, the crowdfunding is based on, most of them are based on the idea that people make donations to help out with a project or business and fund something. And in return, they get rewards. So, when I was thinking about the rewards that I could give, then the one of the biggest things is reaching people and helping people and getting the message out there. I say the message because it's not my message, it's the message, and it's just getting some positive food out there. So I figured I could combine reaching people with my services with the rewards, and it'd be a win-win for everybody. So anybody that donates $50 or over gets the matching amount in my services. So if you're local, you can do the personal training, you can do Reiki or intuitive healing. You can also take advantage of my workshops. Obviously, I can't have people using the gift certificates for other people's workshops. It would just be for my services. But there's quite a few different services to choose from, so you should be fine. And also, if you're not local, the life coaching I do by phone or Skype. Even with a lot of local people, I end up doing it by phone or Skype, just because of the convenience sake. I mean, even if you're close and you have to drive 15 minutes there and back, and then another 5 to get to the car, it ends up an hour session ends up taking 2 hours by the time you're all said and done. So a phone session fits pretty well in people's schedules. But no matter where you are in the world, if you've got access to a phone or Skype, then you can take advantage of the life coaching services. And the other aspect is that these gift certificates are transferable. Like I said, I want to make sure I put it out there so it could reach as many people as possible. So I figured somebody might come across this and want to donate, but they didn't feel like they wanted to use my services, or they had somebody else in mind that they thought could benefit from my services. So that case, you can make the donation and give the gift certificate to whoever you think could benefit from it. What do you think about them apples?
I think that sounds awesome, and I hope that you meet your goal. And is this? I'm not very familiar with GoFundMe. I know that on Kickstarter, you have to reach the goal, or you don't get any of it.
Yeah,
is that the stipulation with GoFundMe?
A lot of the crowdfunding, no, it's not, and a lot of the crowdfunding is getting away from that, or at least giving you different options. Like most of the ones that do that give you an option of choosing that way or choosing another way. And with me, it's the way I made my decision is if I can, do I need to reach the goal to be able to give my services? No, I don't. So whatever money comes in, I'm fully capable of fulfilling the reward. So therefore, that's one of the reasons why I chose GoFundMe, because I didn't have to reach a particular amount. I think a lot of the people who choose the ones that you have to reach an amount, that's kind of part of the gig is they're in a situation where they need to raise a certain amount or else the project can't move forward,
right?
And they can't fulfill the rewards promises that they put out.
Yeah.
So therefore, you'd have to refund everything.
Right.
So since I'm not in that situation, I'm already in the space. It exists. I'm moving forward. This is just getting it up and running and enabling me to offer more services and better services to people. Then so I chose that option. So yeah, it's no matter what, you will receive the reward for whatever you donate. So you don't have to worry about me reaching any particular goal. Although the goal is $3,000. I'm hoping to overshoot that a little bit, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's great. And the nice thing is that for this specifically is that it's not like there's a it's not like you can give this and then you get like just a t-shirt or like a button or like a DVD or something. Like you say somebody's interested in your services anyway,
right,
and they want to help you, they can just pay for what they would have ended up paying for anyway.
Exactly.
But do it in this way, and it's going to help you with the business.
Right, exactly.
Which is a great thing.
And it's, and that's what it is it's, I believe in making things, I try to live my life as happy as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is making things a win-win. If there's no losing end, then more people get to be happy. And that's what I tried to do with this. It's, if there is, some people will want to donate just because they want to put some good out there. They're like, you know what? Life enhancement, that's good. That's a good thing for us to put our energy towards. It's helping people. It's helping the community. That's just a good thing. And they'll just donate just because they want to put their money towards a good thing. Other people will take advantage of my services. It's all about raising money in a way that the most people can get help out of.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, what's better than that?
No, that's very, very cool.
You mentioned the t-shirts. Now I think it's over $250. You actually do get a shirt.
Oh wow.
Life enhancement shirt. So I figured I'd throw a bonus on top when once we hit a certain dollar point. So I believe it's $250 and over. It's all on the website. And Yeah, you also get a share. And everybody that doesn't donate anonymously, you can donate anonymously. But everybody who doesn't donate anonymously will also get listed on the official website, too.
I donated anonymously.
Well,
Are there anonymous donations yet? Because I'm taking credit for all of them.
you can't take credit for something anonymous. That's the whole point of anonymous.
Like, no, I'm gonna be like, I just didn't want it on the site, but I'm gonna tell you, like,
Yeah.
I did that.
No, I'm not going to buy it.
All right, well, at least
You're not that humble.
well, we did the video. All right.
Yes. Which I appreciate. You guys did a great job. Thank you.
Oh, that was all Dave. So we have our quote of the day, which we're gonna start doing on the show now.
Well, we started.
Yeah. No. This is the first one.
This is the
This
first
is the
one.
first one.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I know
this
we've been
is-
talking about it.
Yeah. This is our first quote of the day. And they're going to usually have something to do with what we've been talking about. And today's is from a up and coming
A crowdfunding entrepreneur.
this is a crowdfunding entrepreneur, a young up and coming young
That says-
young, very young.
And the quote is crowdfunding is good.
This is to succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Do you want to know the young startup that that
I would love to know.
Benjamin Franklin?
Wow.
Yeah. I think he's gonna make something of himself.
Yeah.
So yeah,
As long as he doesn't give up.
to succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. What do you think about that?
That's actually good because, that plays right into kind of the story that I was telling. It's, I kept my eyes open and everything for this place. But then when the opportunity arose and I found a place that I was really interested in that had living space attached to it, I jumped at the opportunity. It's so... It also reminds me of every time I hear the word opportunity, I think of it reminds me of a mind expanding thought as opposed to a mind limiting thought, which I always heard growing up. I heard, opportunity only knocks once. And that's such a limiting thought.
It is a limiting thought.
And then I heard that opportunity always knocks. That's all it does. That's its only job is to knock. So if we take advantage of it, then it's going to benefit us, obviously. But we don't have to be so scared that we missed something.
Well, let's throw out some other quotes here that life opens opportunities to you. Life opens up opportunities to you, and you either take them or you stay afraid of taking them. Jim Carrey.
Nice. He's got some good quotes. He's a big fan of Eckhart Tolle, which is a phenomenal spiritual teacher.
And this quote reminds me of what you just said. Specifically, it's about business opportunity. Business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Richard Branson.
Well, he's fairly successful, I'd say, huh?
Yeah.
Billionaire.
And, while we're at it, wise men make more opportunities than they find. Francis Bacon. Bacon.
Bacon. Yeah, there's opportunities. It's not that we shouldn't take them. Of course, everything that we just heard, we should take them. But the fact is that there is always another one. It's not life doesn't stop if we miss something, But if it's that, and I like the love and the fear one too, because if it's the fear base that's keeping us from it, then we're never going to take the opportunity. If you let fear stop you from taking an opportunity, that same fear is going to stop you from taking the next one and the next one, and that's how we stay stuck.
And this is our last quote.
No,
usually
it's not.
Usually it's only going to be one quote of the day.
This
But-
is the 16 quote of the day
This is-
episode.
This is our last quote of the day, and it's a quote about opportunities that Glenn tells me once a week for the last 2 years. Opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. and landers.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it was work. It's been work. Like once I found the space, there was lots of action I needed to take. So I did need to take a lot of action to really take advantage of the opportunity. But it wasn't a lot of work pulling the opportunity in. I think that's something that we get confused with. And that's, I believe my life is my laboratory. This is where I learn. This is where I experiment. This is where I grow. So as I'm going through this experience, I'm learning and growing from it. That's why, looking back on how this came into play was so important. Is to look back and see what I did right and see what I could do better. The one thing that I did do is once I got in, I got caught up in the action a little bit, and I started like the blinds is comical. Well, not the blinds, the curtains. I went and got curtain rods, and I got the small ones, and I needed the long ones. So I returned them, and I got the long ones, and then I hung up the 2 long ones, and I was like, okay, good. And I went to hang up the other 2, and I needed the short ones for those. So I had to go back and get the original ones, and it's just, all that was me rushing. I got caught up in taking the action, and I was moving too quickly. I could have avoided that. But that's something that I laugh at. I'm like, it's silly. I had to go back to the store. I went to that store 3 times for curtain rods. I mean, what can you do? But I learned from it. I learned, like, Glenn, you're moving too quickly and you're making more work for yourself. Slow down.
All right, I have kind of a weird intersecting opportunities thing here
It
for us.
Scares me when you say weird intersecting thing.
Okay, so 2 years ago, right, I had an opportunity to do something, and you had an opportunity that you thought of to help someone, that you looked at as an opportunity, and that is how the two of us met.
Yes.
Correct?
Okay, so far so good.
All right. Now, with your help, helping me lose weight and, find purpose and be able to do things like take opportunities and seize opportunities. By the end of that year, within 6 months, I had an office.
Yeah.
We started a podcast. We did all of this stuff. Things are getting slowly better and growing and all of that stuff. On the same day, and then eventually we started a podcast for you.
Right.
Or you started a podcast with us. And then literally on the same day, you moved into your new space.
And you moved
and we moved from our office to a big studio, which is where we're at now. Right. And which is kind of cool that we both did that at the same time.
Absolutely.
And like I said with you, you helped someone who then hopefully now is, in a way, as much as we can, helping you.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is great, and that feels awesome. And now you have the podcast. And this is the podcast where we're announcing that you have the new space and letting everybody know. This is your 20th episode of the podcast.
Wow, 20th. Synchronicity. That's a good sign.
Which means we've been doing it for 40 weeks.
Wow. 40 weeks.
40
doesn't
weeks.
Seem, I enjoy it. I think that's why it doesn't seem, it's like anything, time flies when you're having fun. I was actually messaging somebody this morning, and I said, I was saying something that I had to go somewhere. So I have to go do the podcast today. And as soon as I typed it, I went, oh, no, wait. And I deleted it. And I went, I get to go do the podcast today. Because I don't look at it like I have to go do the podcast. I enjoy doing the podcast, so I get to. It's, so it's a pleasure to come and do it. And it's cool coming into your new space you and Dave and seeing it for the first time, and you've got this huge space where you can do so much in. It's awesome.
You know what's really funny is that the podcast that Dave and I host called "The Sky Is Falling" was named because in that office space that we had, the first time Dave ever tried to record an opening for the podcast, the ceiling tiles fell.
Yeah, that's classic.
This morning, this is the first podcast we've ever recorded at the new studio. Look above me. That fell onto my chair when Dave got here this morning.
That's a sign.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is exciting. I'm excited for you for the GoFundMe campaign. I hope people donate and help out and take advantage of your services. Where can they find you?
Well, obviously the GoFundMe page, GoFundMe.com. And, you can look for businesses on there or Life Enhancement Center or Glenn Ambrose. I'm sure it'll pop up. They can also find me on my website, life-enhancement-services.com. And my Facebook page, Life Enhancement Services, and also my personal Facebook page, Glenn Ambrose. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that wraps it up with the new space. Kind of talked about what it did. That I'm living upstairs, which is, well, I will be soon, which is exciting. That you guys got your new space the same day, which is awesome. It's just, when you take a step back, it all connects and it just flows, and it's all of a sudden you look back and you start finding these connections and the synchronicity in it all. And that's when I tell my son this all the time. When we point out those synchronicities and stuff like that, that's when you know you're in the flow, and it feels easy and it just goes. It's fun living like that. So I think that'll do.
All right. We'll see you next time with one of the normal episodes.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and hope to hear from you on my GoFundMe page, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
This podcast is presented by New Shore Productions. Executive producers Glenn Ambrose, Benjamin Barber, and David DeAngelis.